The I shipped under ambiguity answer that sounds great, but fails the bar raiser. Most candidates narrate what shipped and when, and never once explain what data they chose not to wait for or why that trade-off was the right call. The question is, tell me about a time you shipped a product decision or feature under ambiguity rather than waiting for perfect data. This tests Meta's move fast value, which is not about speed for its own sake, but about having the judgment to act decisively when waiting costs more than shipping imperfectly. What the bar raiser is actually listening for is whether you can articulate what data you had, what data you deliberately chose not to wait for, and why that specific trade-off was the right call at that moment, not just that you shipped something fast. Here is how most candidates answer this question about shipping under ambiguity.
We were building a new notifications feature and the user research wasn't complete yet. I had some early qualitative feedback from about 15 users, and the end team was ready to go. I made the call to ship to 5% of users rather than wait another 3 weeks for the full study. We launched, monitored the metrics, and engagement went up. It validated that the direction was right. I think the key lesson was that you can learn faster by shipping than by researching.
No articulation of what specific data was missing or why it mattered. Decision logic absent. Aang was ready is not a trade-off framework. Outcomes cited without naming the metric or what failure would have looked like. Learn faster by shipping, conflates speed with judgment, no risk acknowledgement. Here is what I am writing in the debrief right now. Item 1. Candidate narrated a timeline, never named the data gap or why it was acceptable. Item 2. No trade-off logic. Aang was ready is not a decision framework for ambiguity. Item 3. Outcome is vague, no metric named, no failure mode acknowledged or scoped. Item 4. Closing generalization suggests pattern of guessing, not structured decision-making under uncertainty. Verdict. Does not demonstrate move fast. Same question, same situation. Listen to how this candidate frames the decision logic, not the timeline.
We were launching a re-engagement notifications feature on a low connectivity service. I had 7-day retention signal from a comparable cohort, but was missing a full notification fatigue study. That would have taken 4 more weeks. I mapped what the missing data could change. If fatigue was high, we'd see unsubscribe rates spike above 2% in the first week. That was a measurable, fast signal. I set that as our kill threshold, shipped to 3% of users, and watched daily. Unsubscribes held at 0.8%. We rolled out fully. Day 30 retention improved 11%. The decision to ship wasn't about speed. It was about knowing exactly which signal would tell me I was wrong fast enough to reverse course.
Name the specific data gap and its cost in weeks. Concrete trade-off articulated. Predefined failure signal and kill threshold before shipping, not reactive monitoring. Quantified outcome. 11% day 30 retention improvement with named metric. Closing framing shows move fast judgment, not recklessness, distinguishes productive ambiguity. Notice what changed. The answer was never about speed. It was about how precisely the candidate defined the conditions under which they would stop. Item 1. Explicitly named the missing data, its cost, and why waiting was the wrong call. Item 2. Predefined a quantified kill threshold before shipping. Disciplined risk management. Item 3. Outcome quantified with a named retention metric. Failure mode was scoped in advance. Item 4. Closing framing demonstrates judgment. Move fast as structured decision, not default to action. Verdict, strong signal, raises the bar. Before your loop, run your story through these 3 questions. 1. Can you name the exact data you chose not to wait for, and its cost? If not, you have a timeline story, not a trade-off story, and the bar raiser will see it. 2. Did you define what wrong looked like before you shipped, not after? Monitoring without a preset threshold is reactive. It looks like you got lucky, not good. 3. Does your outcome prove the decision was right, not just that it worked out? A metric without a named failure condition doesn't show judgment. It shows survivorship bias. If you cannot answer all 3, you are not demonstrating move fast. You are describing a guess that happened to land. How do your real stories score? Get a personalized report scored against the interview rubric Meta uses for your role. Head to interview101.com and find out before your loop.